Good morning and welcome back to another vlog. I'm Alex. Today, I've got some chores I need to do, so I'm gonna take you around for that. And then I think my partner and I are gonna go do a little thrifting and shopping around Andersonville, so I'm gonna take you along for that as well. I'm gonna do some food prep, really just like reset from a really long week. I had a lot of work events and I feel like my life is a little bit in shambles. So I want to set myself up for success for another really easy and busy week. So let's start with some cleaning. Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to the vlog. I'm Alex, the Bareback and Tessa, and I help you fill your home with things and people that you love. Today, I am putting my life back together. It has been a very long week. I worked a lot of late nights, and I feel like I need to clean up, do some food prep, put myself in a good situation for next week. Now, I clean my apartment in a very specific way. I don't think it's unique to me, but especially when I'm dealing with clutter, I go one room at a time. I start in the living room, and whatever's in the living room that needs to go in the dining room or the kitchen, I take it and I put it there. I don't put it away immediately. I just move it to that room. And once the living room has been picked up, I move to the dining room and do the same thing. And then I move to the bedroom, and then I move to the kitchen. It has been a method that's really helped me organize my clutter and get my apartment put together more efficiently without getting distracted by all of the cool, fun things I might be finding. So if you struggle with cleaning, I would recommend trying this method. It has really helped me become a lot more efficient and clean up a lot quicker. So anyway, put this video on, do some body doubling. The video is about 12 minutes long, so you've got about 10 minutes left to pick up your apartment, to do some dishes, to do whatever you've been putting off. Put your life back together a little bit alongside me. Let's hang out. Thursday and Friday this week, and I feel like I'm running on fumes. And I just need to put my place back together a little bit. It's not dirty, it just got a little more cluttered than I like it to, especially the kitchen. The kitchen seems to be the one room, and I know I'm not the only one. The kitchen is always, there's always something to clean up in the kitchen, and I am very tired of always having to do dishes. But let's get to it. Little note to anyone afraid of cast iron: don't be. It can handle some soap. It can handle some water. It can handle a light scrubbing. If these pans are known to survive generations, they can survive a little bit of soap. Just big Teflon and nonstick trying to tell you otherwise. That is a conspiracy theory that I've heard floating around TikTok. And you know what? I kind of buy it. I remember an episode of Maintenance Phase where they went through the food pyramid and talked about how the only reason it has ended up where it was due to food lobbying. Well, anyway, it was the meat and dairy lobbies pushing for more representation on the food pyramid, and that's the only reason why it looks the way that it does. All right. For the week, I'm going to do a focaccia. I make a super hydrated focaccia. 500 grams of flour, 10 grams salt, 3 grams, 4 grams yeast. Just kidding, 2 grams of yeast. Keep your yeast in the freezer and it will live indefinitely. I've had this container that I bought in bulk for like 3 years and it still works perfectly. 10 grams of honey. And I'm doing 100% hydration loaf, so I'm also gonna add 500 grams of water. This is one of my favorite thrift store finds. It's a Danish dough whisk. I got it for $1. It helps you whisk up dough and get the ingredients all incorporated without all of the dough like getting stuck on the whisk. See, nothing is stuck to the whisk. Incorporated. I'm gonna leave it in the fridge until Monday when I'm gonna bake it. So that's about 48 hours. I forgot to take some other clips, but my partner and I went to Gene and Giorgetti's, which if you are in Chicago and have not been, it's a very classic Italian steakhouse, a good time. And then we went to go see the Joffrey Ballet at the Lyric Opera House. It was a lovely evening. It's Monday. I just went grocery shopping. Let's do some food prep for the week. I have a very tricky relationship with food, and I have for as long as I can remember. I had a doctor put me on a diet when I was 7, so that has kind of like dictated how I move with and think about food in my life. I have gone from really, really extreme calculated meal preps where I'm eating like 1,200 calories a day and I'm very unhealthy, to the total opposite where I don't do no food prep and wind up eating most of my meals out, and I'm trying to find somewhere in the middle. I've talked a lot with my therapist about how, working in either extremes. Isn't this little Scooby-Doo butter dish my friend got me so cute? I'm obsessed. I went super simple on this meal prep for the week, knowing that I had a long work week behind me and a long work week ahead of me. I didn't want anything. Honestly, I was just craving like plain chicken and rice. I didn't want anything else. I didn't want anything, too exciting this week.
I really want the onions and garlic to
easy
melt
on my stomach,
into the sauce,
easy to reheat, taste fine.
With a good amount of olive oil.
And that's also something that I've struggled with. As somebody who loves to cook and loves to feed others, I sometimes feel like what I cook for myself needs to be like the best meal that I've ever had, and that's simply not true. Sometimes eating and cooking is just about feeding yourself and survival. So I'm really trying to just like lean into that. Not everything needs to be homemade. Not everything needs to be, totally from scratch. I can get some prepared meals from the grocery store. I can get some prepared items and work that into my weekly food prep and weekly eating and be just as good for it. Oh God. Here I'm making a beans a la vodka, something I've absolutely seen across TikTok and maybe New York Times or whatever, so I'm definitely not the first person to make this, but I just made a really good vodka sauce, tossed a couple cans of cannellini beans in it, wilted in some spinach, and this was delightful. I had it, with some focaccia on the side. It would be good tossed with pasta. Just a really nice, versatile thing that I will have in my freezer and can reheat when I need it. I was seeing these all over TikTok and I had to get a set. They're super cubes. They come in all different sizes, but they're essentially for freezing food. They're giant ice cube trays. I have the 1 cup portion and the 2 cup portion, and I'm using them to stock my freezer with some already made meals that I can pop into the microwave, pop into a stovetop, and have ready to eat, so I'm not as tempted by delivery as I might have been. I'll link some down below. Definitely suggest checking them out. They've been a great addition to my kitchen.
All right, I'm out and about. I have a therapy appointment, and then I'm meeting a friend for drinks at Lonesome Rose. So let's go.
Thanks for hanging out today. Give this a like and a follow, and I will see you back here next week. Bye.